Hailing frequencies are open.
Hailing frequencies are indeed open. Hello to Trek Wars and Fantasy, or Ben, as we call him, Captain Quinn, and Mad Moped is in the chat as well. Whoever that is.
She sounds great.
I am your biggest supporter.
Except you're tiny, so I don't really know how that works.
Well,
Amy isn't tiny.
Oh no, well,
I'm
I've
actually
met
quite
me in
tall.
person.
Oh, actually, that's a fair point.
No, I thought after the camping, I thought Amy was like really short, but it's not.
Oh no,
Really
no.
tall.
But still, this Ed, however, is sort of medium. Ed's
Go on,
medium
go
height
on,
for a
dig this
low-level
hole.
table.
I'm gigantic for a hobbit.
But I still think there's more mass in Ed than there is in Amy.
Probably. And Ed's very tall compared to Grace.
Yes.
She's catching up, to be fair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Trek Livingstone. Your
Atlantis.
No, sorry, Atlantis at the moment, indeed. Your bi-weekly. Is it bi-weekly or is it? I mean, we would say fortnightly because we're UK, but for our American listeners,
It's fortnightly. They need to learn to speak English.
Yes, god damn it.
Hang on. Who's English?
it's a
Who's got
lift,
the
not
plan?
an elevator.
I'd say shots fired, but that's not really my country either. So anyway, I should stop.
Anyway, your every 2 weeks Star Trek Adventures Modifius. My goodness, yes, we've got Captain Matthew Webb. Matt with us. How are you
Good
doing
evening.
there? Still got your cardboard cutout Kirk at the back.
I'm not
CC Gay.
100% sure that's Kirk.
It looks like a blue
blue shirt.
shirt. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's doing the kind of the sort of the Riker shoulder thing. But I think that's a Kirk thing.
See, I get the feeling that because this looks like this was built this, and I reckon that's probably whoever built it as a cardboard cutout, because I reckon the sort of person that builds an entire deck of the original Enterprise probably has a full-size cardboard cutout of themselves in uniform.
I mean, I have a full-size cardboard cutout of, well, unrelated to Star Trek, but does anyone else have a full-size cardboard cutout of someone?
No?
That seems to be like a normal to.
I mean, Ed has some full-size cardboard cutouts to scale of him.
Oh, yeah, there's one there. That's life size. I've got a Matt, and I've got an Amy as well.
Yeah.
Hey. Who's your cardboard cutout of, Amy?
Oh,
Is
Snape.
it David Borealis?
No,
Oh.
but Snape.
Good old Alan Rickman. And yes, of course, we have our first officer, Helen Alward. Amy with us. Not bringing Snape along.
No,
And not in the
I could
warp
do.
core. You could
Well,
indeed.
I'm comfortable here.
And indeed doing all the sciencey stuff. We have our Cation officer, Lieutenant Kaveen Ed.
That's me.
Indeed. So, this planet of Bacchus, what do we think of it?
It's weird.
Adequate.
It's clearly got some strange properties in the air that makes my first officer punch people.
There weren't people asking for it.
Oh, it's like the planet of a
Your
catnip
captain.
or something. They're all mad.
The phrase "do something about it," I believe, was uttered.
No, I asked the question, has he been punched in the head? That was my question. He was then punched in the head, and the response was, yes, he is.
If he wasn't, he is now.
So actually, I'm quite curious. So obviously, the captain hasn't worked with this first officer for very long. Quite a new first officer. What does he think so far?
Initially, a little sceptical. Webb isn't the sort of man that takes face value kind of praise from other officers as anything but idle chatter. Found her a little dull, but clearly effective, he's starting to walk her. And that is completely unrelated to her punching the captive in the head, which definitely smacks of insubordination, but also creativity. And he may definitely think that that's a good combination.
Good.
Interesting. And vice versa, what does the commander think of her new captain?
Well, I'm a bit suspicious because we are missing a crew member.
We are.
And there's only one person to blame for missing a crew member.
We still
He was
don't
sent
know
on a
what's happened
very
to the
important
chief
mission.
engineer.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's the engineer.
He's vitally searching the galaxy in different directions at once.
Is it boldly going where no one has gone before?
He's definitely bodily going in different directions. I think the arm's over there and the legs are that way.
I knew it.
He's fighting evil in another dimension.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed, indeed. So, are we all ready for an adventure then with this ragtag crew, let's call them?
Ragtag.
Ragtag, yeah. That's a saying.
It is.
So, we will recap, as is our wont, by means of a log.
What a good way to start. USS Atlantis, Science Officer's Log, Stardate 5377.1. Lieutenant Convene recording. It hasn't been much time since we arrived at the Bacchus system, although in some ways it feels like an eternity. So much has happened. It's hard to know where to start. I've heard the captain use the phrase, start at the very beginning, a very good place to start, though he often says it in a weird sing-song voice that makes my tail twitch. So here goes. We were ordered here by Starfleet for 3 reasons. 1, track down and apprehend 2 officers of Starfleet who'd stolen a shuttle, killing 2 others in the process, I might add, and headed here. 2, there have been reports of a Klingon bird of prey crossing the neutral zone and heading here. 3, indecipherable signals have been detected coming from the system, and we're here to investigate it. And investigate we no doubt will, but first we have to find a way of disabling a destructive beam that nearly wiped out our ship as soon as we dropped out of warp. I managed to counter its effects by disrupting it with a beam of our own, but I'm not too confident about how long that's going to last. To make matters worse, myself, the captain, and our first officer, who we've discovered now is apparently a crack shot, or one for cracking people with a shot, have been transported down to the surface by person or persons unknown, without any of our equipment, not even a communicator. So how am I recording this? On the positive side, we have at least found the renegade Starfleet officers. They were with a bizarre group of individuals, a couple of Klingons, a Romulan senator, a pair of Trill, a Vulcan, all of them staring at this massive monolith emitting the beam and behaving as if they've been at the catnip a bit much. You know what I mean? We've secretly, or not very secretly, knocked out 1 Trill and lured 2 of the Starfleet officers away from the group. Not for nefarious reasons at all.
Thank you very, very much, Kaveen. And indeed, how are you recording? One of those great mysteries.
Scratched on the monolith. Kaveen was here.
Yeah.
Gonna lose another claw.
So indeed, you've lured these Starfleet officers away. You've said you were exploring the other side of the monolith. They were quite happy, it seems, to go with you. And now you've tried dragging them away to the other monolith. They don't want to go, and they are resisting. And that's where we drop back into our game. What do you want to do?
We're going to secure them. Webb has already pulled the sleeves off his tunic and handed them to whoever sort of had some free hands, or he tied up the arms, whichever was easiest.
So, they are resisting. They're not going easily. So in order to resist them now, as far as I'm aware, there aren't any rules for like grappling like there are in the likes of Pathfinder.
Maybe what you do is a physical opposed task, I suppose. Without...
Do you want me to hit one in the head again? Because I can do that.
Just hold them steady.
Okay.
So who is holding her? You've got Lieutenant Janna Fry and Ensign Camilla Chara. Who is going to, or are you going for one person first, or are you going for both at the same time?
One at a time. I need to get a proper tie.
And then maybe if I hold one, and then Kaveen, if you grab the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want one loose while we're trying to secure one of them, do we?
No.
So which one are you going to attempt to restrain first?
Which one looks the most handy?
Jenna's got 6 hands.
They're both, I would say, of roughly equal fitness. You do know that a lieutenant is probably better trained.
Okay, we'll go for the lieutenant. Although I was a little good, I couldn't remember whether trills were physically stronger than humans.
Neither of them are trills. These are humans.
Oh, in that case, yeah, lieutenant all the way.
Okay, and who is leading this assault? I mean, this restraint.
No assaulting going on. This is for their own good.
The greater good.
Greater good.
I guess I could.
I'm being diplomatic with it.
Okay, and would make sense as the tactical officer. And who is assisting you?
Oh, I
Or
suppose
is anyone assisting you?
Well, who's holding the lieutenant? Because that would be the assist.
I will. Shall I? I will.
Yeah, and then whoever's holding the other one will get the assist on the other one.
Yeah.
Hang on. So we're focusing on the lieutenant first.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Helen is going to lead the restraint on the lieutenant, but who is assisting Helen in that restraint of the lieutenant?
With respect, Captain, maybe you should assist her while I keep the other officer.
Yes, sorry. I figured that Helen had hold of them. I'm tying up the arms while Kiwi holds on to the other one.
So far, you've just been guiding them round. You haven't been holding them. You've been leading them.
So Helen grabs.
Yeah.
Kiwi grabs.
Okay.
And then I tie up and tie up.
Right. So let us start then.
And I want you to focus either diplomacy or persuasion.
Definitely, diplomacy is not.
This one's diplomacy.
Because...
This one's persuasion.
Could you lean into Starfleet protocol here, being
I can lean
captain?
Sure. Starfleet Regulation Rule 365.97.2a, I believe.
Which says what exactly?
Which says that any bloody below ranked officer should do as whatever I bloody well say.
Actually, that's the one about anyone under the rank of ensign can't leave space boots in an airlock without having them cleaned first.
Shut up, Kiwi.
Unfortunately, if someone disobeys your orders, Captain, you can relieve them of duty. But restraining them... Oh, no, they have actually committed a crime. Yes, you can... Yes, Starfleet Protocol... This is a focus, isn't it?
Is for me as well.
Oh, we both have it.
You as well. Right, okay.
In which case, actually...
But my focus doesn't... Oh, wait, no. My focus
you're not
counts because I'm
attacking,
leading.
you are just restraining...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be
I
a
didn't
bit
know
of a
there was
stretch,
something
but
about having the same
yes.
focus did something, but I can't remember.
I don't know on
That's
that
fine.
But let's focus on Helen's restraint of the lieutenant first. It might be a bit of a stretch, but yes, I will allow Starfleet Protocol as a focus. As we do an opposed roll, I will remind you that you have 5 momentum and I have 6 threat.
Sets the threat
As
indicator.
we go for an opposed roll of... This is going to be your daring and security
Interesting.
against
Okay.
their daring and security.
Well,
Alrighty.
Momentum it. Chuck another dice in.
Okay.
Okay, we'll chuck another dice in.
Do I roll 2 for an opposed roll?
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah,
spend
he's still
threat.
trying to get as many successes as
Okay.
possible. So he starts off with 2, and obviously Stu
Okay,
can add into
momentum.
his pool with threat, and we can add into ours with momentum.
Okay.
I'm
so
adding threat to do the same.
I'll
Never
take
roll more than
momentum.
5 dice. So no stacking it up to 12 D20.
And
So-
because of my cautious security talent, it's a re-rollable D20.
Very
Right.
I'm remembering the rules now.
So sorry, there was a lot of talking, a little bit all at once. So sorry, Amy, you're spending 1 momentum for 3 dice. Is that in total? Is that correct?
Yes, and one of those dice is re-rollable.
1 is re-rollable. That's cool. Okay, tell me how many successes you've got.
Okay, so on my first roll, I got 3 successes. I did not get under 5 for security to get my focus.
Okay. I also got 3 successes with a total score of 11. I got an 11, a 5, and a 3. However,
roll.
because this is an NPC, they do not have focuses.
But I didn't get
So?
a focus because it was.
Remember, your focus will only make
You
only
didn't
make
get so.
nothing under it.
Yeah, it was under 5,
You,
and I did get under 5.
you attempt to grapple, but do not actually gain any further. And Kaveen, we're going to do the same with you now.
Okay.
Are you also buying a momentum?
We've got one, so I'll throw one in as well. Yes.
Okay, and I'm also going to buy with threat.
Daring security, you're saying?
Daring and security.
So does that mean you only have 1 threat left?
No.
Because don't you start... Oh, no, you have 2. It's 2 per person, isn't it?
Well, actually, I'm just carrying it over from last game, but I did start with 6. So I've got 4.
Yeah, 5.
What did you get?
I got 3 successes. I got a 5, a 12, and a 6.
Ooh. So no focuses. I got a 6, a 13, which is a failure, and a 20.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm going to give you your momentum back because of that 20.
that's a nice use of a NPC complication.
As you do indeed manage to restrain the ensign. Captain, give me a daring and security roll to see how secure you can tie the ensign up.
Daring and security.
Can I assist with my prehensile tail?
So, daring is 11 and security is 4. And I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Ooh.
Oh! And was the assist any good?
That was a 9 off a target of 13.
Okay, the ensign seems very securely tied, it has to be said. Leaving the lieutenant, or
Right.
lieutenant if you prefer. So is Helen going to go again, this time assisted by one of you? One of you is still going to need to hold on to the ensign to stop them from running away.
Yeah, I'm going
I'll-
They
to.
will run away given the chance.
Yeah. No, I'm going to assist and bellow at them to do as they're bloody well told.
Okay, well, they're not going to. They're resisting all the way. I'm going to spend another threat to make it 3
We will
dice
take
again.
another momentum.
Well, resistance is futile because I rolled a 15, which succeeds, and a Starfleet symbol, which double succeeds.
Ooh.
And if we're still using my focus, is that count as 4?
No, you can't. It's a super success anyway.
Yeah.
And I
and
rolled a 10 for 50, under a 15.
Okay, so that is 4 successes. And your third dice there, Amy?
I don't know.
Because I haven't rolled yet, and it's an opposed
I
roll.
legit got another Starfleet symbol.
Oh! So, I need to beat 5 successes. I've got 3 dice to do it in. Literally, if I roll 2 Starfleet symbols and another success, meat
I'm leaving.
speaks.
If he gets 2 Starfleet symbols, I want a lap of that bridge, you know.
220s.
Yeah.
220s.
I've rolled 2 successes.
Hey!
So you manage to get the lieutenant bound as well with your other sleeve. So you managed to get your top off.
It didn't take long.
Yeah.
No. It's now
It's the sleeves.
Kirk Mirror Universe.
So vest.
Yeah.
Right.
Captain's showing off his biceps, and yes, we have 2 tied up officers.
Now
Right.
what?
Now look
Who
here.
start shouting. Shout, help! Help!
Did you
I
not
think-
convince them?
I'm going to check round. Are the other accompanying Klingons, Trill and Vulcan, are they actually responding to this, or are they still staring at the monolith?
You can't see them from here
Evie?
because you've travelled
Okay.
round the monolith.
I'm going to put my arm on the lieutenant's shoulder and say, "Thank you." And I rip his sleeve off and rip that in half and then gag them both.
Is that a bit far?
I'm sorry, Commander, did you say something?
No.
Quite right. Neither did they.
So we're heading towards Webb's dungeon here on Star Trek Atlantis After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Chips, dips, chains, and whips. Anyway, yes. So, yeah, you gag them, and now they're
Now what?
they're still sort of struggling. They do not want to go. It's not so much that they don't want to go to the other monolith. It's more that they don't wish to leave this one.
Yeah.
You feel.
If maybe if we take them far enough away, it will be okay.
There's some sort of spell going on here, isn't there? I think the further we get them away, the least it's going to influence them. That's my scientific opinion, Captain, based on no tricorder.
Okay. Yeah, you can start. So basically, you're having to pretty much just drag them, kind of almost off their feet, because they are doing everything possible. And with that excellent success at tying, I didn't have you roll another one because your first success was so good. You clearly know how to tie people up, Captain. So yeah, you drag them away, and they continue. How long do you want to do this for?
Take them all the way to the other monolith.
Which is, I believe, I'll remind myself how far
A
this is.
5-day journey.
It's about 90 minutes, I think. Say 5 kilometres, 90 minutes. That sounds about right, doesn't it? No,
Yeah.
5 miles. 5 miles. 90 minutes. For an hour and a half, you think, roughly, maybe. It's hard to tell. You haven't got any chronometers on you. But as a vague idea, yeah, you drag them all the way to the other monolith, and they are still struggling.
Oh, that didn't help.
You can each give me an insight and command roll. Let's see how many successes you get as a group.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
Sorry, what were we rolling on?
Insight and command.
Yes, I also got 2 successes. One below my command line.
Okay. So, to Captain and Commander, it's quite obvious to you that they are not getting any less struggly the further away you get. It seems to be having absolutely zero effect on them. Kaveen, it's really hard to gauge humanoid emotions when they don't have a tail.
Yeah, exactly. Or whiskers.
Or whiskers, absolutely.
Or a tricorder. Well, we could always drag them back, or is it worth getting the gag out of their mouth and just seeing trying to actually get some sense out of them?
I mean, you definitely wouldn't need to drag them back because they are trying.
They would
the monolith.
take
They
off.
haven't stopped trying.
Why do they want to get back? I'll ask the question and take off the lieutenant's gag.
We need to find a way back into the monolith so that we can control it. Now, I think it had something to do with the symbols, although not everyone was quite so sure.
I'll put the gag back.
No.
I think she might have had something there, Commander.
lots.
So it's not a proximity thing, and we're not affected yet.
Well, not that we know.
Although
we have just beaten up 2 Starfleet officers and dragged them at 5 kilometers
yeah,
away.
that's not really normal.
Yeah.
And I
I'm not saying that we're a bad advert for Starfleet at the moment. However, no one can see.
we're just lost without our gadget.
Yeah. Gadgets are handy, but I still think we can figure this out. They mentioned about the symbols. Did we notice any symbols on the side of it? Nothing that would.
Is there any symbols on this one?
Give me, each of you, an insight and science roll.
Oh, that's me.
Wow, I'm rolling amazingly.
Ooh, for me.
Insight and science. I get 1 success.
I get 2 successes, and what's depressing is I rolled a 2 and a 4, but my science is only 1, so neither of those do anything.
Okay, 5 successes in total.
Insight's only a 7.
Between the 3 of you, what looked initially like sort of almost natural undulations or weather-worn areas of the monolith, you now start to see they are, in fact, symbols of some description. It's really hard to tell because this is an ancient monolith, so it is very weather-worn. And it has worn most of the symbols down, but you can definitely see remnants of where symbols were.
Okay.
Are they up high? Are they touchable? Is one literally like a keypad or an ancient keypad of sorts?
They do seem to be at eye level for most humanoids.
Yeah, sort of standard humanoid. They're designed to be seen, or they've been put there to be seen.
That would be an assumption.
Try and give them a Kiwi. Lieutenant. See if any of them.
Okay, I'll go up to them and give them get a good sniff in close.
Okay, you prod and poke, and nothing happens.
Right, they're just they're surface inscriptions. Nothing like a panel or a plate or.
Nothing like that. But Kaveen, you do get a sense that if only they weren't quite so weather-worn, you feel you might stand a chance of not deciphering them so much, but at least deriving meaning from them.
Oh, okay.
It's tickling you at the back of your mind.
Yeah. These look a bit worn to be getting anything useful out of, Captain. Are there a better preserved version? Is the other monolith that they're all staring at? Has that got like better examples of this we could have a closer look at?
You'd have to spend the 90 minutes going back to
We have to go back, aren't we? And of course, no one took a picture when they were there, did they? No.
On what?
With nothing, with stuff we haven't got.
Oh dear. I mean, could we just walk round? Maybe this side catches all the wind.
I mean, it'll take you a few hours to walk round. This is it's not a completely flat landscape. There's certainly no mountains or ravines or anything like that. It's having a look round, though, you would say that this monolith is probably slightly more exposed than the other one to the elements.
Probably why it's a little bit more worn, isn't it?
None of you have any specialities in geology or meteorology, do you?
Oh, no. I do have a focus in geology as well as astrophysics.
Now you tell her.
Oh, well, yes, with your focus in geology and your specialism in it, yes, then definitely you would know that the other monolith stands far less chance of being worn over time.
Right.
Due to the undulation of the hills and the patterns in them.
Right. Yes, I think we need to investigate, see if there's similar patterns on the other one, Captain. They should be much better preserved.
Is this your fascination with rock things again?
Yes. If it's something I can leave my scent on, I'm all in favour of it.
Oh. Did you ever find that additional rock hammer? I don't quite sure what you were after, but.
Oh, that was the one I dropped with a feather just to see, and they both hit at the same time. Who knew?
I wasn't quite sure where you had that poster along with it, but whatever.
You wouldn't believe how much it cost me to get a falcon feather all the way out to the ship at this from this distance.
Just have spoken to.
I believe there's a Ferengi who can get you stuff like that.
Not for a few hundred years, I don't think.
Calls himself Bosch's great-grandfather. Strange.
Isn't there a bird folk within Star Trek? I'm fairly sure I saw one within
There are some avian. Yes. Are they avians?
Yeah, in the animated series, there is a golden eagle-like humanoid creature with.
That's what I mean. Much easier to get a feather at this. We had one of those on the crew. Anyway, yes, let's head back.
I tried. He pecks. Terrible pecking.
Right. So your ensign and your lieutenant are still struggling away.
Maybe can we draw this struggling lieutenant's attention to this and sort of say to get them on side, sort of say, it's these you're looking at. Come and show us, and get them to show us good examples on the other monolith and lead us back.
The lieutenant looks at you wide-eyed and says,
oh, sorry, hang on, just take my sleeve back out of his mouth.
Yes, but the symbols on the other monolith are far better examples, and that's why we didn't want to leave, because we need to study and we need to get control, and the power here is absolutely phenomenal.
Gag back in. That's going to be a running gag.
No.
If we let them up, that's what they'll do. Shall we get them on side and say, look, we'll lead you back, but for your own safety, we're just going to keep those restraints on you. We don't want you hurting yourself.
Yes.
That's right. Yes, we're heading back, Captain. I think we should go back to the other monolith and check these symbols out more carefully.
I think that's a sensible suggestion.
Okay.
Right. No running, you two. No running.
Back we go.
They're not running. To be fair, they are walking quickly.
Oh.
You have to keep a pace to keep up with them, but they're not running. No. Okay, you start heading back. As you are heading back, obviously it occurs to you with a simple bit of mathematics that slightly over 3 hours have passed. In fact, it's probably coming up somewhere between 5 and 6 hours since you were brought to this planet. So for each of you, maybe a different thing is going through your mind. Maybe for the captain, the safety of his ship is foremost on his mind. Is it still countering the effects of that beam? Is it going to crash into the planet at any moment? Who knows? Maybe for the commander, how are you going to bring these Starfleet officers to justice if you haven't got access to a transporter beam or a communicator? What are you in fact going to do with them? Are they responsible for the crimes for which they've been accused in the first place? Who knows? And Kaveen, as the scientist in the group, scientific knowledge here is, or the scientific knowledge to be gained from this, is absolutely immense. If it's a single species that has built these monoliths, they are far, far more advanced than anyone, than the Federation collectively. Possibly more advanced by thousands of years.
We need to find out what these are, Captain. There's a wealth of knowledge. I can smell it and taste it.
In fact, Kaveen, you can give me a reason and science. You can give me a reason and science roll, difficulty 2.
Okay.
3 momentum remaining.
Okay. Let me.
As you head back to.
Okay, I'll be bold then, and I'll buy dice for 1 threat, which I can reroll. Reason and science. 14s we need, and we get a 14, a 10, and a 19, which I'm going to reroll into a 7 for 3 successes.
3 successes, so you gain a momentum, bringing you up to 4. So, with your success, you determine that this whole planet, you're theorising, but you're thinking about it, you're looking at the monoliths and the way the whole thing is structured, and you're thinking about the amount of power that's required to generate the beam. Well, these 2 beams, one obviously is hitting the Atlantis, the other one, who knows. But these 2 beams, the amount of power involved, you theorise that the whole planet is basically one big machine, and the monoliths are connecting pieces that cover the planet as pieces of a larger whole. Yeah. Now, with a planet-sized machine like this, if you are correct, it's not inconceivable that it could perform tasks on a cosmic level, perhaps rearranging the positions of moons, planets, possibly even stars.
Crikey, yes. If it can generate enough power to stop a starship dead in its tracks and throw it around, and presumably that's only that's just a defense mechanism. That's just a fraction of its capabilities. That's basically its power down setting. Oh, that's what I think. If only I had the suite of sensors on the Atlantis to play with.
Or a tricorder.
Or just a tricorder.
Yeah.
You're musing your head, and you estimate about halfway back to the other monolith, and you're throwing this around in your head, Kaveen. Each musing and thinking on your tasks. The lieutenant and the ensign are. I mean, I'm guessing you're holding on to them so they can't escape. But they're definitely they're almost pulling you along. Not quite, but almost. When a few hundred feet in front of you, very suddenly, like blink of an eye suddenly, not transporter suddenly, 3 Klingon warriors are suddenly standing in front of you. The many scars they wear indicate they are veterans of many battles. They look around in anger and confusion, and one of them sees you all and shouts, "What is the meaning of this? Why did you attack our ship and steal us away?"
What the bloody hell are you talking about? Does it look like we stole you away? No, it does not. It looks like we are trying to rescue some of our crew members, and you're just standing there shouting like an idiot. I mean, what house are you from?
My house is none of your business, Terran.
Are you too afraid to say your house out loud? Is this what I have to deal with today? Today of all days. Which one of you is in command here?
I am Commander Qatar.
Great.
Of the
I am Captain.
IKS Yaleth.
Bloody brilliant. I am Captain Webb of the USS? Yes, USS Atlantis. I was like,
Were you thinking ISS?
Because
he called it Terran.
Because in my head I was like, the Starfleet. Was there a different? No, like, yeah, no.
You can say Starship as well. Everyone knows what you say.
Yes.
You can say Starship.
Yes, they're the captain of the Starship Atlantis. Now, we were clearly brought here. We were buzzed in. I'm presuming that your ship is caught in that beam. Did you manage to shut the beam off at all? No,
The beam that you fired from the surface, no, it still holds the Yaleth.
Yes.
It is a dishonourable way of capturing your foes.
I completely agree. 100% right on board with you. Now, do you happen to be carrying a disruptor on you?
You see the 3 of them each reach to their sides, look at each other and scowl.
No. However, I do. So let's just have that sink in for a moment, shall we? Now, none of us want to be here. Myself especially, now that you're here. However, you have 2 Klingons over there that are some Romulans and what was it, Vulcan, wasn't it?
It was a Vulcan and a Trill.
And a Trill, yes. No, and it was these two that are coming with me because they have done things they shouldn't have. But I'm presuming you want to get off this planet as much as we do, correct?
We come in search of a bird of prey that was stolen by 2 dishonourable Patah.
Interesting. Very interesting, because these 2 idiots, gesturing to the tied up, gagged people, they stole a ship from us and came here.
Captain Webb, give me... What's this going to be?
I think this is a bloody-minded plus shouting roll.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a presence and command roll. Difficulty 2.
Okay, so my presence is only a
And
7.
your focus of diplomacy will definitely come into play here.
Or my diplomacy or persuasion. My presence is only a 7. It's not great. But my command is a 5, which gives me a 12.
Do you want to
I
buy
roll-
anything with your momentum?
I got 2 successes. I got a 10 and a 9.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
I may have got excited and rolled the dice before I was working out what I was looking at.
So yes, without having to use any momentum, the commander looks at the others, holds up a hand, presumably as some sort of command, and says, "It seems, Federation, that we are of one mission."
It does appear so, doesn't it?
Where are these Klingons you mentioned?
Over there. And we'll gesture back towards the other monolith.
Do any of you speak Klingon?
Mm.
Where was there was there a thing for languages?
It could be in the upbringing, perhaps, or
It's probably more of a background thing than anything else.
Yeah. I've got to, because my values, I'm pretty angry at Klingons and haunted by the past.
I know. I mean, only you would know if you would know any Klingon as a result of that.
No, I think actively wouldn't bother.
Okay. That's unfortunate because the commander says something to the other 2 Klingons in Klingon and they start heading towards the other monolith.
Might warn you, obviously they were just staring at the monolith, but I'm not quite sure. Now the thing is, if these 2 and those 2 did whatever it was from wherever they were, maybe the effect of them being focused on these monoliths isn't based environmentally here.
I want to know where the Vulcan, the Romulan, and the Trill are. There was only one of each of those. If we think that this has happened across different species to take
Like
a
2.
thing to get here, there's only 3.
Just so you're aware, there were 2 Trill.
Oh, 2 Trill. Okay.
2 Trill. You did knock one out, so maybe
Yeah.
that's why you're thinking there's only one left to batter.
I had 8. Yes, that makes sense. 1 Vulcan, 1 Romulan. Unless they came together. Did they come together? They're closely linked, aren't they?
No.
No.
No, they're particularly at odds at the moment.
But biologically, they're not
The
too far
Trill?
apart, are they? No, the
the
Vulcans and
Romulan.
Romulans. Are they
So-
close biologically? I don't know.
They do look very, very, very similar. So Romulans, it's an interesting one. Some Romulans have a pronounced forehead. They have almost like a big ridge on their forehead. Not all do, however. No Vulcan has that.
Okay.
And indeed, in this time frame, it has only just been revealed to the Federation what Romulans actually look like anyway. It's not long
So that
since
could
you've
be a
actually
pair.
read that in a recent news feed.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if that episode's actually happened yet or not. Yes,
It has now.
It has. Yes.
They have very sparkly outfits, regardless. A nice wash of purple.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, the Klingons are just going to stamp ahead of you unless you want to do anything.
Yeah, we will follow up.
Okay, and eventually you get in sight of the monolith, and as you approach it, you can again hear voices coming from the other side, exactly as before. As you do so, the 3 Klingons in front of you each reach to their belt, pull out a Duktag dagger, snap it open, and hold it aloft as they head around the monolith.
Commander,
Mm.
we're not 100% sure what this monolith does. In case your men get fixated, as some of these have, just thought I'd pre-warn you.
So you're talking to your commander or the Klingon commander?
Klingon commander.
Okay. What do you mean, fixated?
Go and listen to them before, walk up to them.
Just take off the gag.
Yeah.
One
Actually,
of the
yes,
guys. Yeah.
They just run straight up to the monolith and start looking at the side of it.
See what we mean?
Some sort of mind control.
Potentially.
That's what we're trying to find out.
It does not matter. The Klingons are dishonorable, Patach, and they will die for their dishonor. And he starts stomping off around the monolith.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, while they to play their silly games, shall we have a look at these runes that you found?
The glyph symbols.
Okay, you go up to the side of the monolith to the backdrop of shouts and screams, blood-curdling screams, I might add, and that's a good place for us to take a break. We'll find out after the break.
Yeah.
There we go. So don't go anywhere, folks. That's an order. We'll be back in a minute.
hailing
go.
frequencies are open.
And we are back from our break with Star Trek Living Atlantis.
Yeah.
And we have a new crew member on board, Mr. Alan Rickman himself, Severus Snape.
Are you feeling quite well, Commander?
Turn to page 324.
Is that if you go west or go east?
I don't know.
Fire Naomi into the sun.
Yes. Well, oh no, that was in the potions book, wasn't it? Yes. Like, what does a Bazaar do? Oh, Alan's pissed.
Oh, and he's gone. No. There we go. That was fun.
Absolutely brilliant.
Put Alan away for another day.
Oh dear. You are suddenly a lot shorter there, Amy.
Yeah, see, I am shorter than the Alan Rickman.
You are. Oh, indeed. Back Rabthar's hammer, yes. Okay, so how are we feeling? Oh gosh, we've been invaded by Klingons.
Yeah, it's rather annoying.
Standard.
Klingons on the starboard lawn.
Luckily, I do have some spare small Klingons.
Yay! Oh, these aren't small Klingons.
Actually, they're scaled. There's like a massive one as well. That's how big he is compared to Webb.
Oh.
That would be about right. These are beefy Klingons.
Beefy Klingon.
Commander with his gold sash there. He's looking a little bit kang.
Kang Kalothor Core.
I core.
Yes.
Yeah, so
We went for a nice walk, and we don't have any supplies or, water.
I'm keeping track of that.
I know. Yeah.
It's been a while since you've all
days.
eaten as well. And there's a ship potentially falling out of the sky. At any moment.
And that's not going to be edible.
Yeah, so let's have a look at these runes.
Okay, so getting back to it, and yes, there are blood-curdling screams and screeches. Screams from all kinds of different people. You asked just before the break. The most blood-curdling... Oh, do you know what? As you've asked, Helen, give me an insight and science roll. Difficulty... I'm going to say difficulty 3 to try and determine who's screaming, who is screaming most. Like, what species is screaming?
Okay, right. So I was like, I am not going to get this because my science is 1, right? My insight's 10, so I have to get 11. But I rolled a
11's
5.
good.
It's all right. I rolled a 5 and a starship symbol. So I got 3.
You've got your 3 successes.
I was just about to say we've got momentum to spend there, but no, she's just throwing dice.
I wasn't going to hope to win this. I wanted to fail.
The most blood-curdling, pained screams seem to be Klingon in nature. And indeed, you can even on the edge of your hearing just hear Klingon words and cries as it happens. But it does also seem like everybody is screaming. It's just the other screams seem to be more in panic.
Okay. I'm sure the captain is pleased with that.
Captain proves of murder, yes.
But I'm not in charge.
Right, let's go and see what they're...
You didn't want to examine the room?
No, we're going to examine the symbols.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely more... Now you've got your eye in... I'm saying this Kaveen now, who is the scientific expert. Now you've got your eye in and you got a better idea of what you're looking for, you can see how easily it is to miss these symbols. But yes, there are definitely shallow indentations forming symbols. I would like you to give me a insight and science roll, difficulty 2.
Okay, now let's see if I can pull something thematic but useful here. So insight and science, difficulty 2. Now, I do have a talent called testing a theory, which is I get a +1 d20 to any task if I've previously succeeded in the same field during the same adventure. So as we succeeded in having a look at the other monolith, can I test my theory on this one and add in an extra dice to help?
Yes, you can. That actually fits absolutely perfectly.
And now Davos knows how to use it.
So insight and science we go. We are 15 for that. And we've got a 14, a 8, and a 19. So I've actually got 2 successes.
2 successes is exactly what you need. So let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Okay, a close study of these symbols and these what you now determine to be runes of some description seems to be a mixture of scientific symbols, you believe, very advanced scientific symbols, and cultural symbols as well. They appear to make use of myths, legends, and histories from... You actually spot this because you recognise from a few different species. The odd little rune here looks very similar to one from a mythology from the Caitians, as it happens. Another one looks very similar to a rune that you saw once from human civilization. I believe it was Vikings. And yeah, there's quite a number of these things. And they appear to be directing, if that's the right term, sort of more guiding round to the other side of the monolith.
So we've got signposts here essentially, and I think we need to, but based on this count, I think this is showing us where we need to get it. I think we may have a lead to a way into the monolith.
Okay, lead the way.
Okay, I'll flick my tail onwards.
Okay, and yes, you can follow them round there. Now you've got your eyes in even that bit more. Now you know what you're looking for. It does indeed seem to be signposts, almost like you get like arrows on human structures pointing a particular direction periodically. In a corridor or in a building. That's almost what these seem to be doing. It's saying, this way, go, head towards that direction, or things of that sort of nature. When you do come around the monolith and you see quite a bloody sight. There are 2 Klingons. They appear to have put up a fight, but the 2, should we say, fascinated Klingons that you encountered before, absolutely covered in blood. You can't even see where the wounds are. They're just absolute. There's purple blood everywhere and on everyone, but mostly on these Klingons. And the other 3 Klingons are just standing over them. The other people appear to be looking round in shock.
So we've got that out of your system? Are they not going to howl for them to go to Stover Core, or whatever it is you gentlemen do?
They died with dishonor. They will float on the barge of the dead to Grethel.
Should have bought a timeshare. So are you done?
Okay. Kaveen, are you just following this round?
I'm sort of leading, following the the path of runes. This way, entrance this way. Hopefully.
Okay, and well, it doesn't say entrance, but it does point round, this way. Very, very much so. And indeed, you come to a section very close to where all the others were standing previously. And with your previous insight and science, you believe this is a very rough, I couldn't even call it a translation of what you read. There is one section that you interpret to say, the opening of the way to those who are worthy of power.
Only the penitent man will pass. Looks like we have a potential entrance here, Captain, or at least a way inside. That seems a bit of a cryptic.
You're saying that out loud, aren't you?
He thinks a lot in the third and the first person.
All the others, with exception to the 3 Klingons, come out of their shock and suddenly cluster around you. So, oh, you found a way. How do we get in? How do we get in?
Well, as one of his values is, he works better in a crowd. This is good. Now he's got an audience. However, he's still no idea how to actually get in. Right. Well, apparently, we can get access as long as we are worthy of having this power. So between you and me, Captain,
I'm worthy. They each start saying, "I'm worthy. I'm worthy." How do we get in? What do we do? How do we get in? What does it say? Where does it say that? What's it say? And they're all clamouring and talking over each other.
You need to go to that other monolith, don't you?
No. It's this monolith. It's this monolith. No. He said it's here. It's here. The opening of the way. Where is it? What is it? What do we do?
Lieutenant,
where is it?
Is there a point that it requires the power?
Oh, you mean like a plug socket?
Yeah, sort of similar.
Let me see. Is there any obvious power source I can see, or something leading to a power? Or are we just? Is it still just granite? Granite.
It is just etchings into granite. Do you want me to repeat the interpretation for you?
Yeah.
The opening of the way to those who are worthy of power.
So, have you got? How high is this carving?
It's about eye level for most.
Okay. Commander, Lieutenant, could you just clear everyone away from the symbols for a moment, please?
Hi.
The indication of the power is that we have to stand further away. You step back a bit.
So they're not actually crowding around the symbols; they're crowding around Kaveen.
Okay, I'll move further and say, look, if you step back over here, you can see the inscription better, and you get a better appreciation of it. Come over here.
They're moving with you, but their focus is very much on you, and they say, yes, what do we do? How do we get in? What is it that we do to get in? I'm worthy of power. I'm definitely worthy. I'm more worthy than anyone else of power. How do we do it? How do we get in?
They have to worship
Helen, are you trying to shoo them away from Kaveen?
No, I was going to fire the disruptor at the general area of the runes.
Okay. You can certainly do that. Give me, see how accurate you are. Give me a control and security roll. Difficulty 1.
Better not miss this shot, given that the thing is as wide as like a few hours walk.
And please don't hit any of my new followers, please.
I mean, Webb is going to be pointed at, and he's going to be making eye contact with the Klingons. So because he's fucking awesome. But also his control is 12, his security is 4. So he just looks at the commander, raises an eyebrow, kind of full-on Amy styly, and rolls a 4 and a 9. So it meets my security.
It does. Any focuses that come into play?
Inspiration, maybe?
No, yeah, that wouldn't apply. No worries. You get 2
composure.
successes.
Composure.
Well, say for flavour, you do it in such a calm, collected style. But yes, no. With 2 successes, you get 1 momentum. You hit the etchings that Kaveen indicated. Nothing happens. The granite is not scorched. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. I'm saying granite, it's not actually granite. It is stone of some description. Without tricorders, you don't know what type of stone.
What it's made of, or even what, even where the energy you just shot at it went.
Okay, I'm going to march towards it and just push.
Okay, you slap your hand on it. Instantly, all these runes suddenly glow. Also, interestingly, it's not even warm where you hit it with the disruptor. It's not cold either, but it's not warm. These runes light up, and a doorway that was so perfectly sealed into the outside that you couldn't even tell there was a seam whatsoever, in spite of all these people having been looking for it very carefully. Suddenly it slides open. Now, something happens very quickly now. Zeton, the Romulan former senator, she sees this. She bolts forwards, straight in through the doorway.
No, I'm going to grab her as quick as I can.
Let's see. This is going to be... because she's a little away from you, this is going to be a fitness and security roll, difficulty 4.
Okay. I can buy a dice.
You can buy a dice. You bought a dice.
I do not have a focus that helps me in this situation, but perhaps my captain will give me a hand.
I will indeed, because I'm in the doorway, so it's got to come past me.
You're at the side of the doorway, definitely.
Okay, but he's still got to. I will aid.
There are 2 reasons why this is so difficult. One is the fact that this door sliding open was a sudden surprise to everyone, even you, Captain, because you don't. Even if you were expecting something to happen, you didn't know where it was going to happen. And the senator is legging it, like really bolting it. That's why it's so difficult. So yes, you've bought a dice, you're having assistance. Give me your fitness and securities.
Is there such a thing as like a hero point mechanic? in Star Trek.
Tell me what you got.
I got a 9, so that's 1 success. And I got a 20.
Yeah.
Okay. A critical failure. And what did you get,
Oh.
Captain?
Another dice, don't I?
And you have another dice.
I got
Yeah,
a success.
So 2 successes for me total.
So
Three successes with my heart.
successes and a complication.
Oh no! Did I buy a dice? And I'm using security, aren't I? So I can re-roll one.
Yes.
With my
So we can
cautious
re-roll the 20.
security. I could re-roll the 20. Yeah.
Get your rerolls.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yay. Okay.
That's cool.
You just manage to grab hold of the Romulan. As you do so, the Vulcan shoots past you in through the doorway. I'm going to read this carefully now. Where is it? Where is it? Yes, the Vulcan bursts through the doorway, and then you see a flash of light come from down the what appears to be a corridor of some description, and you hear a scream. You just, as with this flash of light sort of leaving spots before your eyes, you just manage to make out the figure of the Vulcan being zapped by some sort of energy beam as he was preparing to turn a corner, and you see the faint glowing outline of his skeleton before he evaporates into smoke.
Does that calm the Romulan down?
Bugger.
No, the Romulan is still struggling. Let me go! Let me go!
Oh, did you not just see what happened?
It won't happen to me. It'd be fine. And we need
How
to
do
get
you
in. We
know?
need to get in. The others, not the Klingons, but the Trill and the humans. Oh, by the way, that other Trill that you knocked down is now back up.
Oh.
Sorry, forgot to
It's been
mention
long
that in
enough.
the excitement. Being knocked out only lasts so long, it seems. But yes, the 2 Trill and the 2 humans are heading towards the doorway.
Oh no.
Stop.
Commander, can you do something just to restrain them? Don't kill them, if you please. But
Hang on. If these are all ones who had been gathering around me and are now flooding towards the opened door, aren't
Yes,
they?
they are.
So if I shout at them, wait! Which one of you is most worthy? You'll have to tell me.
They all just say, I am, as they all carry on moving towards the door. Bearing in mind that, Helen, you have hold of the Romulan who is struggling to get out of your grasp to get through the doorway, and Captain, you are helping hold the Romulan.
so I've taken my hands off the thing, and it's still open.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes. I'm assuming you did that when you assisted
Yeah.
with the grapple. So yes, you're kind of, to ensure that the Romulan doesn't get away, you're assisting. There are 4 other people moving towards the door. I'm going to give you 30 seconds on the clock to tell me what you'd like to do.
I'm,
Shout at the
mean of me,
Klingons to
isn't it?
stop them.
yeah.
Yeah, get the Klingons to help.
Yeah. Shout at the Klingons to stop them.
gonna die.
Just
Why?
yank-
What is going on? What is this power?
They're trying to take the power source for their own good. Stop them, Commander.
They, all 3 Klingons, draw their Dektargs.
Just stop
Non-lethally,
them
please.
non-lethally. God's sake.
No, this power shall be mine. And the commander barges past everyone, through the doorway, down the
Use a knife.
tunnel, there is a flash of light as he too is incinerated.
Oh no! Oh dear!
So
And-
let the other ones go then.
I must take a small slice of responsibility for that, Captain. I know you probably aren't that bothered.
No, I want the power. Helen runs forward.
Stop her!
And now the others are appearing more hesitant.
Right.
Good.
Now, if you'll bloody well listen to me and sit your asses down, we can deal with this like gentlemen, or Klingons, but decent Klingons, I guess.
The other two Klingons just look at each other. They seem at a bit of a loss as to what to do.
So, which one of you is now in command? That is the correct answer. Me.
They,
Exactly. So, until
we do not obey Terrans.
Well, you are more than happy to run down the corridor after your last commander, if you wish. Or if you wish to stay alive and have an honourable fight, you will just listen to me and you will, until the next Klingon comes along to take control of this.
You wish to fight us, human.
Original series. What would Kirk do?
Fight them.
Heath, explain to them like this.
Like this. So, I think you'll find that it is often quite difficult for there to be two Klingons with only 3 knees. And I'm going to shoot one of them in the knee.
Oh my goodness, you're going to attack them. Okay. Give me
Whichever one the louder Bolshia one is.
They seem to be quite... do you know anything of Klingon insignias? Not you, but the captain.
Yes.
And ranks.
Yeah. He's definitely... There's a history with Klingons there somewhere. I think he's pretty up on what they were.
They are both low-ranking members. They are of equal rank. Probably equivalent, roughly, to ensign.
Okay. Yes. Whichever the slightly more forward one is.
They both look a bit confused and lost as to what to do.
They won't be soon.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
Are you talking about knees or?
I mean Klingons.
Do Klingons play skip rope? I don't know.
Oh, we should get the
So,
names if we're going to
left.
shoot their kneecaps.
I have their names. Okay, give me then, if you're going to shoot him, a control and security roll. Difficulty 2.
So my control is 12, my security is 4. And I rolled a 12 and a 13, so no criticals, but passed on both accounts. Just to see.
Okay. Roll your damage.
And that is
Klingon
Actually,
destructor.
yeah.
That's
what?
what is that?
I might have that to hand. One moment.
Oh, good man.
How many
Otherwise,
dice
I've
is
got to go
it?
through the whole core rule book.
Right, yeah. Common weapons. Disruptor pistol is a damage rating of 3 security. So it's 3 security dice. It's 3 challenge dice plus a number of dice equal to your security rating. So it's 7. And it has the
Plus
vicious
security.
1 talent. So any Starfleet symbols are an additional damage.
Remind me what the non-Star Trekky numbers on a d6 equate to, because I gave my Star Trek dice to...
Of course. It's okay. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 and 4 are nothing, 5 and 6 are effects.
Okay. I got 2 1s, 2 2s, a 4 and 2 5s.
Ooh, 10.
8, 10. 10. And I'm going to spend a threat to avoid an injury.
Quite right,
But,
too.
10.
I think you aimed a bit higher than a kneecap there, Captain.
Doesn't tend to
Okay.
give him an injury.
Yeah,
No.
you go to aim for his kneecap, but end up shooting him straight in the chest with the disruptor. We are round to him. He's already got his Dictarg in his hand. He's going to run straight up to you. Oh no, I need a Dictarg. Do you have to have the Dictarg?
A knife. Well, a knife or a dagger, it would be still the 2d20 to see if he attacks and succeeds, but the damage rating is basically it's 1. So it'd be whatever his security score is, that many dice plus 1 effect dice with the vicious one.
Fantastic. Oh, vicious one. Fantastic. So he's going to make a daring and security roll. This is going to be 9 plus 10. He gets 2 successes. So he does 3, 4. He does 1, 2. He does 3 points of stress to you, Captain, as he catches you in your shoulder with his Dictarg. Commander Alward, what would you like to do?
So I'm grappling with this Romulan guy still, right? Isn't
The Romulan she has sort of stopped squirming quite so much after the Klingon commander killed. I'd say more hesitant than not trying to get in.
Okay. I'll let.
In fact, that's the same for everyone except for the Klingons. They're still approaching, but more cautiously.
Well, I mean, you can't save fools from themselves, so I'll let her go. And so you've moved away from the thing, so I guess I could move closer to back up the captain on his murder spree.
Well, the captain is engaged directly with a Klingon who has come up to him.
Did you tell me how much damage I took?
3.
3 points of stress.
Sorry. Yeah, cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're moving to attack the one next to the captain, are you?
No, I'm not provoking attack on someone that's not involved, but I'll defend the captain. Can I just wail on the other one?
You can, yeah. So there are 2 Klingons. They're both looking aggressive after the captain shot one of them.
Oh, okay. I'll punch the other one then.
So you're gonna go up to the other one and make a daring and security roll. Difficulty 2.
Well, it seems that I used up my 1 good punch. So I got 1 success, but I also got a 20. So,
Oh, okay.
I have talent
on this occasion. So,
are we in combat now? Sorry, I've got talent.
You are in combat.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick to action. It gives us an additional 3 momentum when we begin combat.
Gives you an additional
3 momentum.
3 momentum. Okay, I will add that to your dice pool. Yeah, so your complication, you go to punch him, you miss as he dodges out of the way. As an experienced, seasoned warrior, you'd expect, even an ensign. And yeah, you stumble a bit. Your next attack will be difficulty 3.
Okay.
We are round to the one you just tried to punch. Commander, who is going to try and stab you with his Duktarg?
We could try.
He certainly is going to try with, again, daring and security. So that's daring, security. Oh, only the one success there. As you just, despite having, in fact, where you stumbled just out of the way of the Duktarg.
I believe that there is some sort of ancient fighting technique that revolves around looking like you've consumed too much alcohol.
Pissed ape, they call it.
Yeah.
Night on the Toon.
Yeah. Kaveen, what would you like to do?
I suppose, well, one of my values is that the captain is always right. So I suppose I should move to assist the captain as quickly as possible, as everyone's ignoring me and they're just running into the corridor of certain death. So I will move to support the captain to engage the Klingon, and I will try a swing at him to try and incapacitate him.
Okay, give me your daring and security roll. Difficulty 2.
Okay, I'm going to throw in a momentum to add a dice.
Do it.
Oh, yes, I've got a 10, a 6, and a 6, and my daring and security is 13. So
Lovely.
we get momentum back.
Okay, you get your momentum back. Make your damage roll.
Okay, so my unarmed strike is actually it's a total of 4 damage. Okay, so I'm going to roll 4 damage dice. Okay, and I'm going to spend the momentum to take this back down to 3 and re-roll 2 that didn't do particularly well. There we go, and I've got 2 2s and 2 1s for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stress on him.
6 stress. I'm going to spend another momentum so he doesn't take an injury. No, I won't. Backtrack that. Where he's been severely weakened by the disruptor, the Klingon falls to the floor. While this has been happening, all those people appear to have moved into the doorway. Captain, we are round to you.
I'm going to non-lethal butt of the disruptor.
On the Klingon engaged with Helen, you move up to him. You strike him with the butt. I'm going to count this as an unarmed strike.
Okay.
So that's going to be a daring and security roll, difficulty 2.
Okay. Can I get a momentum?
Mm-hmm. You've got some left.
You can have a momentum.
So I'll roll it. That's a 3rd roll, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're down to 3 momentum now, just so you know.
Okay, well that was lucky. I got a 16, which was above the 15 for my daring security, and then I got an 11 and a 4.
Okay. One of your focuses is about Klingons, isn't it?
One of my values is.
One of your values. Okay. Not a focus. Right. Do your damage.
My focus on diplomacy.
Unarmed strike is normally 3 dice plus your security. Because
Are
you are
you
using
sure?
I think it's one,
One
plus security.
plus security.
1 plus security.
Yeah.
Oh, it says 3 on this sheet I've got. Okay, that's weird. So 1 plus your security because you are using a heavy, like it's not heavy, but a hard object. Make it 2 plus your security.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I got a 1.
plus
A 2.
3.
2.
A 1. A 2.
Oh.
A 3. A 4. And 2 5s.
5 points of stress. A 1.
Quite finished.
A 2.
Sure. A 1,
And
a
2
2,
5s.
a 2 5s.
Yeah,
Yes.
5.
5s and 6 counts as 1. There's no special attribute of the butt of a gun. Yeah, okay. Now, just to double check, the Dictarg is just 1 plus security. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, it's because of its it's
weapon.
like hand to hand. It's got the deadly and the hidden one
Yeah.
trait, which
vicious.
quality, and vicious 1, which means you can stack up a little bit more damage when you do hit. But I think the deadly trait, I think if you do anything, if you try to make like a deadly attack with it, I think you have to use threat to do so. So if you make the attack, you need to burn threat to do it, I think. But I'd need to reread that bit.
Right. And no, it seems odd. It's same as unarmed. But I'm sure that's correct. Yeah. Okay. And that Klingon will be down. Helen, we are round to you.
Cool. Are both Klingons down now?
One's down. The other
All
one, the one that you just swung and missed, and then he swung at you and missed. The captain's just come on and whacked him on the head with the butt of the gun.
I'm not going to have the captain show me up, so
This is difficulty 3, remember.
I should not talk, but I'll take a momentum.
Okay.
Not too
we'll
bad.
take
I rolled
a
double
momentum.
14s. My what is it? Security and
Daring and security.
daring is 16, so those are 2 successes plus 11, 3 successes.
Ooh.
Excellent. Roll your unarmed damage dice.
Okay, so I get 5 security plus 1. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's your security.
Security
Yeah,
plus
that's
1.
what my sheet says, so that's good. And I got 1, 2, a 2, so that's 4, and a Starfleet, so that's 5 total.
5
Take
points of
that, injury,
damage.
bitch.
He's still up and going, and it's his turn. He is going to turn to you, Captain. You've just struck him with a gun, and try and stick the knife into you. Daring and securities. Oh shit. Okay. He swings wildly and doesn't come anywhere near, and as he does so, he drops the Dictarg. I rolled an 18 and a 20. Kaveen. We're round to you.
Okay. Would this be a good point for me to basically just swoop the knife up with either one of my hands or tail and pointed at him to calm him the hell down?
So he is a distance away. I can say you can move over there and use your action. As a minor action, you can move. As a major action, you can pick up the knife.
Okay. Then I will do that and say, stand down, Bech.
Okay. We will see if he pays attention to that. But first, we have a group of people who have gone into the monolith. as you hear a sizzle and there is a flash of light from behind you all.
Another one gone.
Ba-dum, bum, bum.
Another 5 minutes and we'll be able to explore the
Does.
monolith in peace and quiet, I presume.
I feel like that's not the right choice, though. Like, that's not what Starfleet would do.
Captain, we're back around to you.
Bump.
Bop him on the head again. Give me a daring and security. Difficulty 2.
I got a 3. I got a 9
get
and a 3.
3 successes, so you get a momentum. Give me your DiMaggio. Again, increase it by 1.
I got 2 3s and a 4. A 1,
Okay.
a 5. And I was going to say a thirsty dragon, but I realised you probably don't know what that is. These were
Hey.
dice from a board games cafe I helped design. That unfortunately is no longer there, but I still have the dice. So it's a 6.
A 6. Okay. 3.
Remember, you
Points of
can spend
stress.
momentum to re-roll any of those damaged dice.
I just want to knock him out. I don't want to kill him.
Okay, so let's spend a momentum and re-roll all those like 3s and 4s that were of no use.
You won't kill him because it's non-lethal.
In that case, I got 2 more 6s.
Spend your last
5.
momentum.
5, that's an injury.
And you do indeed. He collapses to the floor in a heap. Let's
would have
keep
been
it in
much
rounds
easier.
just for now. Because of reasons.
This would have been
Helen,
much easier if you just listened to me in the first place.
what would you like to do?
Me?
Yep.
Run over and see what the group of people doing in the tunnel are doing. I'm going to see who's missing.
Okay, your minor action, you're running into the tunnel.
Not too far into the tunnel. Just like
No.
to see.
But actually into it. Because it is quite dark in there, so to see properly you would have to move in.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go in.
Yeah, okay, you move in, and you do see everyone except for the ensign and the Vulcan, obviously. You see everyone else. You see the senator, you see the Trill, and you see the lieutenant, and they are running their hands over the walls. They're prodding things, they're poking things, they're trying to figure things out. One of the Trills is moving towards the end of the corridor whilst sort of seemingly sort of like prodding and poking at the walls.
Now, based on what I'd earlier found out about the runes and glyphs on it, can I come over and look inside and see if there's anything that follows on the symbols inside the corridor?
Kaveen, it is your turn. You move inside, you see the same thing, and it'd take you some time to work it out. But yes, you examining the walls carefully as your major action. Yeah, it seems that there are more symbols inside on the walls. And indeed, actually, you just notice out the corner of your eye, sometimes where people are sort of randomly poking and prodding the walls, you get sort of dull. It appears to be runes sort of lighting up faintly here and there, but it's more of a random thing, and nothing is happening as a result.
Yeah,
That's your major action.
There's some sort of
We are
coding
round
here.
to them.
Run straight into the laser.
Oh dear. One of the Trill. I didn't work out which one. Okay. Yeah, the female Trill is running her hands along the wall as she moves towards the turn in the corridor. There's a right hand turn in the corridor. Zap, flash, disintegrated.
Definitely don't want you going down to that point.
Your officers have run into the monolith.
Fine. He's going to pick up both duck targs, put them in his waistband.
Kaveen actually has one of them.
Okay, well,
but the other one, no problem at all.
And he's not that anyone would notice, but as he steps forward to, like, he's picked up the duck targ, he stepped forward. He certainly wasn't stepping on the open palm of the Klingon that he's just knocked out.
Right.
The word vindictive bastard.
I'll say you can sort of scoop up the Dictarg as part of your minor action. You're heading inside as well?
Yes.
You see the scene exactly as described. I mean, you were aware of a flash of light and a sizzle. You see the Senator, Vulcan... sorry, not the Vulcan. Senator, one of the Trills, and the Lieutenant. And you see your officers. There's not many left now.
Kiwi, what's going on?
There's definitely something with these glyphs. It's the outside pointed us in the direction of the door, and you managed to figure out where the door was. Now, if I can figure it out, some of these glyphs in here, these people are just pushing stuff randomly. If you could push them in a certain sequence, I think it would deactivate the internal security system, which is zapping everyone as they go around that corner. There must be a way of basically showing that it's a friend or foe thing. There must be a way of showing that you are a friend and you're going to come in. But I just need some time to figure out which it is.
Can I go up to it and go, melon?
Nothing happens.
No.
It's not that ancient.
I've tried.
As you move away from it, though, Helen, you see the Romulan Senator moving towards it.
Oh, don't. Why are you doing that?
Maybe it'll find me worthy.
Probably
I don't
not.
think it's that's finding anyone worthy. I think it's killing everyone. Do you really want to end up dead? Like everybody else?
No, but
then just don't go through the thing.
we need
We'll
to
work it
get
out.
inside.
We'll work
We
it
need to
out.
get inside to find the power.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Give us a bit of time.
Is your intention to stop anyone from going near the end of the corridor?
Yeah.
Or near the turn in the corridor? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take us out of rounds then. That's... Okay. So yeah, so periodically, every now and then, you have to just like, as people are wandering towards it, either, blindly just feeling the way along the walls, not really looking where they're going. That's more common than anything else. And occasionally people are looking curiously and creeping towards it, but yeah, you steer people away. And you have to sort of take a moment out every now and then just to do that.
Yeah.
But
I'll
you can
concentrate on that. To give
quite
Ravine
easily.
time to listen.
Okay. Commander Barricade.
Now, is there any way I can continue looking at these symbols and link any, like we said, some Norse and ancient Cation symbols for like friend or anything that might indicate that, and see if I can start tapping those, or see if there's anything that even looks like that.
Okay. So Give me an insight and security roll, difficulty 2.
Security.
Would you? Oh, I guess I'm busy.
You can also give me an insight and security roll, difficulty 2, if you wish, Helen.
Oh no, I can offer my security score to convene.
Oh,
which
as
is
a
5.
support action. Oh,
Yeah,
even better. Yes.
Yeah, collaboration security. So
Okay.
you can use
No
my
issue
score,
with
which is
that
5.
at all.
But
I
what's your
don't have any.
security?
It's 5.
5. Excellent.
Does my focuses count for this? I think they do.
I think when you're assisting, only my. I think you can. I don't think you can. You
Oh, but
focus if you're assisting.
I think because collaboration, that's slightly different. Because I'm
okay.
like giving you. Let me double check because I'm not sure.
Other than that, I was going to be bold with my science here and give Stu a threat for an additional re-rollable d20 with it.
You can if you wish. Would you like to?
I think I should.
Oh yes, you can use my. So you can use my discipline and my focus as if it was your own.
Excellent.
So, Stu, I don't know whether. So I've got shipboard tactical systems, starship, starbase security systems, deflector shield and force field technology, and weapons engineering. If any of those count, but yeah, have 5 security.
Weapons engineer. Is it a weapon? Let me roll a dice to see.
Mm-hmm.
Dice says no. Sorry.
Dice says no.
Dice says no.
Oh, 3 dice and
I'm going to
15.
overrule the dice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Weapons engineering counts.
Okay, get under 5, it's a double.
Okay, well, we've got an 11, a 6, and a 2.
4. Ace.
You get a momentum. So, this tells you that the beam, you're pretty sure, this is sort of half interpreted by observation, half interpreted by not translating the runes so much as getting a vague understanding of them. But you believe that this defense mechanism is only triggered by living organisms passing through a specific part of the tunnel, and it is a disintegration ray, as you would imagine. As you've got the extra, I'll give you an additional piece of information. You don't believe it is possible to switch it off from this side of the tunnel. You think you either have to disable it or bypass it somehow.
And it fries anything living.
Organic.
Organic.
But all the non-organic stuff was taken off her.
Except the captain's got a disruptor on him.
Yeah.
Would the disruptor set to a sort of like a self-destruct mode work if we set it and then sort of basically slung it past
Lob
the point
it down the corridor.
Yeah, and hope it make it take out the defense system.
You estimate, because these are quite high ceilings, obviously it's going to be on the floor, and this beam and sensor, you believe, are in the ceiling. So the explosion is not going to be right next to it. You believe it would have to be fairly precisely directly under, and even then may or may not work. But it's a possibility.
Okay, well, that's my best suggestion so far, Captain. Unless you fancy testing your aim and shooting at the spot in the ceiling where we last saw someone get fried from.
I'm going to test my aim, but I'm going to throw the Ductag.
Ah.
Okay. Give me a control and security. I'm going to say difficulty 4 because this is quite a small target.
Use the momentum and give him some threat.
Hmm.
Stack 'em up.
You've only got one momentum. So you know you want to use it.
It's a control and...
It's control and security. But before you actually do that, give me a very quick insight and science roll, Captain. Just tell me what you get.
I get nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it's control and security. Difficulty 4. Do you want to spend a momentum? Your only momentum.
No.
Okay, would you like to give me a threat?
No.
Okay. Roll your 2 dice.
I rolled 2. I got 2 successes.
Okay, you needed 4. The Ductag clatters off the wall. I feel like this should be a complication, but the very nature of it and the physics of it, it is now the other side of this beam and sensor. There's no way it could have returned to you.
No.
Not an Australian dactyl.
Yeah.
Is there like a possibility of another way in other than this particular way, like a secret door?
I'd theorise that all entrances are similarly guarded if we were to find another one.
Okay. So we have a corridor that we can't get through because we're alive, but we don't have anything not alive we can send through in our place. Deflector beams, disintegrate things be deflected by anything. I wouldn't know this. Beam might.
Can a deflector beam be... Sorry, can a disintegrator beam be deflected? Would depend on the nature of the beam. Depend on what type of energy specifically is being emanated. So if you use your tricorder... Oh, no, wait.
Can you tell by the colour? Alright,
It is white.
The colour is mainly screaming and flashes.
Yeah. It's a white beam. At least from the human colour spectrum perspective.
I was getting green.
How big is this corridor? Like, is it person size? Is it bigger than person size?
It's big. It's a wide, tall corridor. I'd say it's maybe 7-8 foot across, maybe 12 foot high.
And the only thing we can see are the runes and this beam.
Yes. If you look really carefully, you might see some ashes on the floor near where the beam is.
One looks deceptively Klingon in smell. I don't know if there's anything else we can get that's non-organic to chuck through it. And so, unless the captain has a sudden desire to start throwing unconscious Klingons through the gap and hope that it's consciousness that affects it.
Remind me again what the wall said about getting round.
The interpretation said, "The opening of the way to those who are worthy of power." And do you know what? I'm going to be really kind here. I'm going to give you at least 2 weeks to have a good think about this puzzle. as we leave it there for this week.
God damn
I have a
it.
funny
That's
feeling that
loads
crawling
of
through on
time
your
to think
knees
about
is
it.
gonna happen.
I'm stumped. I'm like, what do we do other than die?
Well, you've had one possible solution already. You've sort of thrown at me.
Yeah, I think it's we've got a bit of non-organic kit that we can use, and I think we can rig it up to take this out somehow, if only we figure out a way to do that. But I think the disruptor is going to be our key to get past this. But not held in the hands of a trigger-happy captain, maybe. That does not seem worthy.
Yeah.
Well, I was the one that opened
Abs-
the door, I think you'll find.
And
And,
you're also the one that took out the Klingon.
I'll just say, Ben is absolutely right. I am a very, very generous and nice GM.
He didn't
I
put
am very, very
generous.
kind.
All that.
Oh,
No, I take all
anyway,
those things.
while the crew ponders the mystery of what the hell to do with themselves, we will see you next time. In the meantime, peace and long life. Live long and prosper. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.